Hello there, it's Mike with the Fish Tank Barn. I'd like to welcome you to another video. Today's our local fish club meeting of the Motor City Aquarium Society. So today I wanted to take you along, show you some things I do to prepare for the meeting, go to the meeting itself, and then give you some thoughts afterwards. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So one thing I do actively participate in is the Breeders' Award Program. So as you can see by the pieces of paper here, I do have to catch 3 different types of fish to bring into the meeting. So our local fish club rules state that you've got to take in 6 individual fish that have been alive for 60 days or longer. So I'm going to go ahead and show you now the 3 different species of fish I'm going to bring in tonight. So we've got the Xiphophorus milleri, which I got last fall from Dan's Fish. The Xiphophorus calmani, actually that I've been breeding for quite a while, that I actually just forgot to submit. And then we've got the black lyre-tail mollies that I picked up at our November auction. So let's go ahead and get those fish caught, and we'll work on getting those bagged up and getting them ready to take up to the meeting. So let's go ahead here and get the black mollies out first. I'm going to show you kind of the method for one of them, and then we'll go ahead and we'll bag the other ones up off camera. All right, so we are going to use a couple different things here. I am going to catch them, I'll put them in this aquarium co-op specimen container. So I'm going to use this container as well to put the hornwort in, just so I have better luck catching the fish. Because once they get in that hornwort, they're definitely very difficult to catch. So let me go ahead and clean the hornwort out a little bit, and we'll go ahead and get the fish caught up. All right, so we got our specimen container full. We're going to set that to the side, and let's go ahead and catch up some mollies. All right, that first scoop we got 5, so we need a couple more. So we were very easily able to catch our 6 fish. Went really well. Big net helped a lot, just was able to scoop them right on out. All right, so now let's go ahead and bag our fish. You can see here we do have our specimen container with the fish in it. We also have a plastic heat sealer. I really find this useful. It's really helpful for bagging the fish. You can get this for about 20 bucks or so on Amazon. I've had this for quite a while now, and it's really never failed me. So what I'm just gonna do here is take my fish bag, and I'm going to heat seal the corners. And the reason I do that is so the fish don't get stuck in the corners of the bag. So even though that piece broke off, that should be fine. So we've got the seals here. We're gonna move our heat sealer out of the way and go ahead and get started with this. Now, if I were bagging this for an auction, I would double bag it. But since we're just doing the Breeders' Award Program, we're going to go ahead and just use a single bag. So all you're going to do is you want to get it to about 1/3 water, 2/3 air. Got the water in there. There's some duckweed in here, but like I said, this is for BAP, so I'm not going to worry about it. So as part of our club's BAP rules, you actually don't have to sell the fish once you breed them. You can just submit them, and then during the meeting sometime you can just take them back and take them back to your fish room. So, I mean, I think we could debate that on whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but, you know, this is the way our club does it, and, you know, I think it would be nice to get some other species in the club, but I can understand why you wouldn't want to sell your fish either. I mean, for example, I maybe had 1 or 2 fry of these left, so I really wouldn't want to sell these until these grew bigger and I got a bigger colony going. But at the same time, I really do want to get the BAP points for these. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to net these up. I have this tiny little net. I got this from Amazon somewhere, and it really fits perfectly in this container. So I'm just going to kind of shoo the mollies to a corner, and I'm just going to get the mollies in here. And just kind of get them in the bag. So we've got our mollies in the bag now. So all I'm going to do here is just grab the bag, get a nice air pocket in there, and we'll spin it for a couple times and go ahead and get it tied off. So there you go, one bag of fish. So I do have a couple more species to catch, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera off and we'll go ahead and get those caught and go from there. So as you can see here, we do have all the fish bagged up. So the last thing we're gonna need for the meeting is to get a fish for the bull show. Our club normally targets 3 different species for a bull show each month. And this month it's gonna be Danios, Platies, and Swordtails. So there's definitely plenty of Platies and Swordtails here in the fish barn. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a black Berlin Swordtail male. I think that fish will show pretty well. So we did get the Swordtail caught. I really do like this male. It's a pretty nice looking fish. So I think we'll do pretty well in the bull show tonight. It's pretty low key though, the bull show. There's usually about 4 or 5 people that'll enter. So I want to do some practice on bull shows. I really haven't done well when I've gone to the ALA and stuff like that. So I think this will be good practice. So I'm going to transport this fish a little bit differently though. So there's the bowl I'm going to use. And then as we move these around, I have this container that's basically half full of water. That's where the fish is going to go. And then I have this container which is full of water as well. So basically I'm going to use these containers to transport the fish. I really don't want to rebag the fish after the bull show at the restaurant. So I'm hoping what I can do is I can just dump it into one of the containers and not really have to mess around with nets and bags and stuff like that. But I will bring a net with me just in case I need it. So we're going to go ahead and put the fish in the container that has the less water, and we should be all set, ready to go. All right, got everything packed up in the bag now. Got the bowl, the water for the bull show fish, as well as the fish for the BAP, as well as our paperwork, all in our nice aquarium co-op cooler bag. So we just got to wait for the time to leave for the meeting, and we should be all set. So we're on our way to the meeting now. Definitely pretty excited for this meeting. So we have Peter George speaking tonight on all the cichlids that they've kept at the Northeast Cichlid Association. That club is extremely active in importing rare and unique species from some of the rift lakes in Africa that we don't know that much about, like Lake George, Lake Kivu, Lake Edward, etc. I'm definitely really excited for this talk and excited to get out into the meeting. So we finally made it to the meeting. As you can see here, there's a pretty good turnout. It's something I'm always happy for when you fly a speaker in. So while we're waiting for the speaker, let me take you through some of the other aspects of our meeting, like the bull show, mini auction, and raffle. So let's first go ahead and hit up the raffle table. You can see here the 10-gallon tank, along with the spirulina 20 flakes, as well as some other items as well. From month to month, this table does vary with items, as well as size. But there's always some pretty interesting stuff here in the raffle. So let's go ahead and look at the BAP items. You can see the 3 fish that I brought. You can see that someone else brought a killifish species as well. As you go further along here as well, we do have our mini auction items. It is kind of small this month, but we do have our big club auction this month on the 25th. So with it in the same month, I would definitely expect the mini auction to be quite small for the club meeting. But there are definitely some nice plants here to bid on as well as a couple of fish. So before we start with the speaker, I definitely want to take you through the bull show real quick. Some really nice fish were submitted. So I'm going to go ahead here and let the video speak for itself. I'll just take a look at some of these really awesome fish. Now that the presentation started, let me give you a little snippet of what it was about.
That's lake natron. The red is cyanobacteria, which is basically the only thing that lives in that. And the cyanobacteria happen to be the primary food for the flamingos. And they come in huge quantities, and they're the only things that actually will live in the water. And they only barely are in the water because they build up little mounds and they stay out of it. And so there's your flamingos.
So now that we've finished with the speaker, the last things we need to do for the evening are finish the raffle and the mini auction.
318-140. 318-140. I got cryptwindeni. Is this red? No. Purple.
That's a thing.
Is it? Okay. Cryptophinus, which is a beautiful bag here. So let's start off at $10.
Yep.
What's that here? Yeah.
I got 10 for you too.
10, 11,
I said 10
12,
first.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24, and then 24. Don's got 24. I got 25. Anybody got 20, more than 25? John, are you up or down?
What, didn't I just have it at 24?
No, I got 25 behind you.
Okay. He's got to still make it to the car.
25. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do I got standing
Are
underneath?
you in or out?
Let me throw something at you.
25, 26. There's 25 bucks. I need 26. I got 2 at 25.
You still got to make it to the car. Better hurry up. I'm waiting on a charge card.
I don't think they have.
We're saying 26.
All right, 26.
So we didn't make it back to the fish barn. Unfortunately, I got back too late to film the ending of this video, but it is the next day now. Fish made it back okay. No losses or anything like that. I do want to give you a little update on the show. The swordtail that I did bring did get best in show. Something I am pretty proud of. There's a lot of good fish there, so really proud of that fact. Like I said, I hadn't really done well in the fish shows at the ALA. So that fish did show really well, as you can see in the video. Didn't really mind being in front of all the people or anything. So that fish will probably be going with me to the ALA to the fish show. It was a nice little test run for that. The speaker was awesome. There's really a lot of nice, interesting, neat fish that he showed. I really do want to give a shout out to the Northeast Cichlid Association. They do a great job with preserving those species. They go through Oliver Lucanus, get a lot of those fish, and really nice that they're able to preserve those species where no one really can go. You know, they're either hostile areas or in the desert or places where people really don't want to collect fish. So it's really nice that they sponsor those expeditions and get those fish into the hobby and hopefully conserve some of those species for the future as well. You know, it's really nice work that they're doing there. He did talk about in his talk that some of the cichlids that he mentioned were going to be in our auction on the 25th. So that was really nice of them to send us some of those fish as well. So in all, it was a really fun fish meeting. Had a lot of fun. You know, the raffle was good, the auction was good. Really didn't come home with anything this time. A lot of times they will come home with a new species or come home with some plants or something. I don't know, I just really wasn't feeling the plants. I really didn't want to spend 25 bucks for those crypts. Mark, who does propagate those crypts, does a really great job. Some really great plants that he produces. I just wasn't in the mood last night. I just wasn't up for spending 26 bucks for the plant. So I'll pick up some later at the auction maybe, or maybe order some more from the co-op, who knows. But all in all, great fish meeting, had a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's definitely a little bit different style than we do here. Thought it'd be something different. Thought it'd be cool to take you guys along for, you know, how I prepare for a fish meeting and what happens at the actual fish meeting itself. So that being said, stay safe, stay fishy. I'll catch you on the next video.